Alright guys, I just got the car running last weekend. It took a lot longer than expected to get it running, but it is running now. So what I did to my car is I put in a Shep trans and an Exetti triple. You guys aren't gonna be able to see it well, but that's the trans down there. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. Anyways, it's really pretty. Shep did a great job. They did 411 gears. Quick rundown is it's still same everything else as before. Just a brief run through. It would be a 2.4 on E85 with an FP black, stock ported manifold, stock ported intake manifold by MAP. You know, just everything else is the exact same if you guys have been following my build here. So, you know, it runs great. Breaking in the triple disc right now. I believe it has 355 miles on it. So, I'm probably going to go to around, you know, Exetti says 500 city, 750. You know, any other kind of like highway driving. So, I have a race coming up Sunday against a C6 Z06 supercharged on pump gas, so it should be a good race. He's making a little bit more power than me. I believe he's making about 660 to the tire. I'm making somewhere between 620 and 630 to the tire, so should be a good race. He won't do a 40 roll or a 50 roll. We already talked about it, just because he says his tires won't hook, which is probably true. Mine dead hooks even going about 20. First gear it broke loose before with the 411s. The gears are a lot longer now, so I don't know if it's gonna break loose or not. Yeah, so I mean, the one thing I do like about the transmission a lot is, you know, people, you know, are skeptical. Well, not skeptical, skeptical about getting built transmissions, but you know, people are like, oh, are they notchy? I mean, I put this in. I run the AMSOIL 75W90 full synthetic transmission fluid, and it shifts legit like butter. You know, I mean, my car used to grind gears when I used to race sometimes, but it always used to go in. I haven't floored it yet, but you can tell it's not going to do that anymore. You know, the turnaround time, they told me 2 weeks. It turned out to being about roughly. He told me 2 weeks. It turned out it was roughly about a 5-week process. But you know, so if you go to Shep, they're great. They always pick up their phone. Just be prepared to wait a while to get your transmission back. That's all. You know, the transmission was not fun putting in, as most of you guys probably know that have done it. You know, here's my twin disc. If anyone wants it, it's for sale. It's in a twin HD. I don't know if I can. I don't feel like opening it, but pretty much it has absolutely everything you need, minus the one clutch disc. I think it's clutch disc B, which is the one farthest away from the motor. So yeah, but I'm really happy with the Shep Trans, the 411 gears on the highway. It is amazing. You can cruise at like 75 miles an hour at $3,000 instead of like 4. It's really nice. It almost feels weird. The drag on the actual car from like drive, like, you know, some people might be like, oh, well, it's gonna drag a lot when you drive. You're gonna have to give it more gas to get it going and keep it at that speed. I don't know if it's a 2.4, if it's my power level. It feels, I don't notice a difference, minus the RPM just goes slower. And another thing I realized that most of you guys, I don't know if you guys know this, but I didn't know this. The ACD, when I had it on my my last setup, I kind of half-assed bled it because I didn't know how to do it. And sometimes when I'd start my car, all 3 lights would come on, and I thought my pump was going bad. So, and then I would turn it off, restart it, and it would, you know, go to normal, like 1 light. Well, I found out that if you properly bleed the ACD with the bleeder valve under the car, it hasn't done it one time, and I started the car a lot. It would have done it by now. So what you got to do is keep the bleeder valve off when you do it, and you'll hear the pump run for like, like if you prime it, you'll hear it go for like maybe a second. The first time you do it, leave it undone, and you'll hear it go for like 4 or 5 seconds. You'll hear it shoot out, like you'll hear it from your car. You'll hear it bubble itself out. So if your light comes on occasionally, you don't know why. That might be why. You might have air bubbles in your system. The pump probably isn't bad if it does it sometimes. So just something to keep in mind, because I just figured that out right now just because we did it, and it bled really long the first time we did it. And I thought it was like, I didn't know what was going on, but that's what it's doing. It's bleeding all the air out. So I guess the computer is kind of smart and the pump's kind of, I don't know how it did it, but anyways, that's what you need to do if you have all 3 lights on. Sometimes they go off. You need to bleed the ACD because there's air in there. So yeah, my plans this month is obviously just taking it to the, Sunday I got a Corvette I want to race. Should be good. I'll probably have that video up sometime, maybe sometime Sunday night, maybe, if not Monday. I don't know who's going to win, honestly. If you're, 2 of my friends think I'm going to win, 2 of my other friends think I'm going to lose. And if you ask me, I really don't know, actually. It is making more power, and it weighs about the same as me, but it has longer gears. I haven't raced anyone with the 411s yet because I haven't broke the clutch in yet, so that's going to be my first race, and I'm kind of anxious just because I don't know what these 411s are going to do. I know in a quarter-mile perspective, as a whole, it's going to be better. But we're going to probably do like a 70 roll because that's all he can do without spinning. So I asked him, why don't we just do a 40 and a 70? He's like we already know the outcome of the 40, and pretty much he said he's not going to waste his tires or gas, so, which is fine. So whatever, at least I know I would beat him at a 40 positive. So but everything else, yeah, it's the same. I don't know if I showed you guys the new powder coating I got by Liquid Powder Coats. It's professionally done, just black. I really do like them. They're the BBS special edition ones. So yeah, the car runs perfect. Still in the same tune, about 32, 33 pounds of boost right now. This summer I'm going to the Busher Shootout. Definitely going to the track a few times before that just to dial in the car, probably sometime next month. Everything's good right now, Oil's good, just changed it. Let's see. Coolant should be right to the top, which it is. Perfect. Everything's good. So, mini battery still sucks because it's a mini. Always freaking gives me, not really, but I don't like it. Stalls out when my rad kicks on sometimes. Yeah, that's it. So everything else is good. So I will keep you guys updated.